My name's Lou Marquette. I'm with Leyland Alliance out of Tuxedo, New York. We're developers of new urban properties. That's all we do is new urbanism up and down the East Coast from the New York State, and we're also in Connecticut and South Carolina and Virginia. And we've got quite a few projects going on. We've had our problems just like everybody else. What I tried to focus on as sort of the builder developer partner on my group is trying to take one of the projects where the sales really got slow and we knew we had to get more value oriented for our customers in our market. What I tried to focus on was trying to get my costs down. Everybody said that I had to bring my costs down, even when the suppliers like Kohler and GE were raising prices on us. Lumber's down, concrete's a little bit off, but you know, everybody's kind of stuck. So I thought about it enough. We went through it on our internal team and with our marketing people, and what we really tried to do was to rethink our product and look at what we could actually change. So we went into about 15 lots that we have in 1 or 2 phases and said we're just going to try and move these lots just in a little infill. And as much as we've been doing brick chimneys and everything else, should we rethink some of that stuff? How do we challenge everything that we do? We were spending $2,500 to $3,500 per unit on these brick chimneys that were outside the house. And what we decided to do was to take our direct vent, natural gas, high efficiency fireplaces in our high efficiency houses and bring that furnace into the room more, so it was nothing on the outside and direct vented out the sidewalk, saving us on average about $3,000 a house. And everybody says, gee, you ruined the urbanism. It's not going to make a difference in this little neighborhood. You know, here we are trying to build one of the most wonderful places in the Northeast, trying to be an example, but this is stuff we had to do. There was hard water in our neighborhood, and everybody complained about it a little bit. So we, as the market was increasing in 2006 and to 7, we said, let's just add, as we raised our prices, let's add a little value. We'll put the water softener in. Well, the water softener is $2,000 between the unit and the electric and the plumbing. And we just looked at it today and said, let's move that onto the option list again where it used to be. We got to take that cost out a little bit. And we went and looked at, you know, the way we were doing our bathrooms, and we had upgraded to this double vanity, split vanities and all this fancy stuff. And we said, we've got to go back to the old and save us $3,000 a house doing it that way. Then we went to our vendors and we said, we've got to try and get our prices down and be more value oriented. And we picked up some small dollars along the way, but what was very clear was that we had to go to the actual subcontractors. These are guys we've been partnering with for 3 years. We very seldom change. We're very price focused, very unit price focused with them. But I said, listen, we've been doing the work. We've helped tweak this product. We've pulled the pieces together. And we're giving you a very detailed purchase order of the things you have to buy. On these 15 units, we're going to ask you to take off that 4 or 5% markup that you've been doing. And all your men are sitting around looking for work, and you're talking to us about work. In our own team, we all dropped our income. My partners and I a lot because we're principals, but we went to the rest of the staff and said, the new reality is we have to back off 10%, gang. And we'll do more flex time, work at home, travel less, whatever, so that your costs are not impacted, your life is not impacted greatly. We'll still work together, but we'll get there a different way. And so I want to look to you, Mr. Contractor, and say, you've got to go back to your men and say, Leyland needs us to step up now, and everybody's got to take 10% less on a personal basis. And when I accumulate all those costs, I get into somewhere around 13, 14% of reduction on our cost side. And as much as we were reducing our sales prices 14 or 15%, if I could get there just doing that on that side, it gave us a way to move things along and get it unstuck. We repackaged it, took a new story out with a lot of new value, a lot of options thrown in as standards as a way of moving the dollars around. And in doing that, we were able to generate, you know, in 4 or 5 days, 3 sales. And we got about 8 other appointments, and all of a sudden this has happened in the last 10 days before we came here to CNU. So there is a real opportunity if you're willing to grind down into what you're doing and bring more value to the marketplace so that you don't stall when you've got your machine in motion. It's like having a railroad that has pulled its way up the mountain, and now you're starting to come down the hill, and for whatever reason your lubrication isn't there and you can't keep it moving. You may not make the same amount of money, but today you've got to stay in the game until the market changes. That's my perspective.